Happier by Ed Sheeran is a very simple but great song. 3 chords. It's a 3-chord wonder, and that is what I wanted to get into today with you in this lesson, is that there's a way to make 3 chords sound really, really interesting for 3.5 minutes, which Ed has done. And it's a really simple embellishment on chords that everyone should know how to do. So I'm going to show you exactly what he does, and then we're going to go through a few other embellishments that we can do on other chords. It's going to be a short and easy and fast lesson, but it's really, it's a great technique. It's a very useful thing. Happier is the same 3 chords all the way through, but it sounds like an interesting song, and it varies. And of course, he's using production techniques like, you know, different rhythm tracks and percussion and things like that, different vocal singing techniques. But underneath it all, he's got these 3 chords that do not sound boring. And what he's doing with these, I'll take you through the chords. They're an A minor 7. They couldn't be easier either. Open chords, A minor 7, F. In fact, you could play an F major 7 here, because I don't think we ever hear this high E string, so you could play an F major or an F major 7, either way, and a C major, right? So what he does is he's playing with his fingers, right? So you can do this with a pick, but Ed's using his fingers, so that's what we're doing today. We are playing the open A string with our thumb, then moving over to the D string 2nd fret with our thumb. This is on an A minor 7, by the way. And then we're picking the G and B strings with our 1st and 2nd fingers. So it sounds like this. Coming back to the D string. Then we're moving to an F or an F major 7. And we're playing this, but we're beginning with our finger off the G string and hammering on immediately as we pick those 3 notes, the D, G, and B strings. We pick those with our fingers and thumb, and at the same time hammer onto the 2nd fret with our middle finger on the G string. So it sounds like this. Then we lift off again. Play those 2 strings again. Come back on again and play those 2 strings. So, and then the last thing he does is take that shape, move it next door to a C major chord, and you do the same thing. Your thumb is now on the A string. Your finger starts off the D string and hammers onto the 2nd fret as soon as you pick those strings. And the little bit that he fills in before he gets around to the start of that progression again is just thumb and fingers. Something very, very similar to that. It's just to keep that rhythm going. But the essential part is the now, to get those hammers flowing and sounding unhurried and unforced and in time and easy going is just a matter of practice, doing it a few times. The great thing about that is that you're practicing a very small little thing over and over and over again, so it gets better much more quickly than it is if you're practicing a long passage trying to get that right. So it should come together very quickly for you. Now, once you do that, you can do that with all kinds of chords. For example, your D major, your open D chord. You can do that with your E string. You can also add the pinky onto the 3rd fret. You can do it with the G string. Any string, any chord, anywhere. Try it out, see how it sounds. C chord, we've just done that. You could bounce across from the D string to the G string. G. Your imagination is your only limit there, and you can do it with bar chords as well. Go the other way, pull off instead of hammering on. But you can do it anywhere and everywhere. It builds up the strength in your fingers, it makes a straightforward chord sound more interesting, and it can make a simple chord progression come alive. Really great technique, everyone should get around it. Thanks for watching. See you here again soon.